Hey guys, it's Ariel. The energy today honestly feels so nostalgic. It feels like a remembrance of a time where I was treated like royalty in my family growing up. I had my own room at my grandma's house. I was raised by my grandparents. I was raised to be kind. I was raised to appreciate the things that I had. I was raised to have manners, and I was a very respectful young woman, a young girl. I was very, very empathetic and compassionate towards other people, and I was also gifted a life growing up where I was able to go on vacations, have things in the pantry, and have toys as well. I drew a photo. I used a reference from Google. I just look up castle sketch and I used a reference, but this is how mine came out. I add all of these like cute little things. It doesn't have that. It says sacred royalty. This is the energy that I feel. I feel regality. I feel this sense of respecting others, speaking to others with positive and high intention in your mannerisms and in your voice. After I did the numerology of the day, I broke it down, and today adds up to the number 8. Mastery. What is today the mastery of? I ask. The High Priestess was channeled, okay? And I wrote down my top 3 in my birth chart. I feel like I'm actually utilizing my signs now. I feel like I'm finally able to see the signs that I have in my birth chart as a powerful gauge, as a tool, as a compass, a navigation system. I'm actually really connecting with my astrological chart, okay? Number 8 is mastery. Like I said, tuning into the infinite energy of you. All-knowing, highly sensitive, psychic ass bitch. That was for myself. I was like, that's you, girl. That's you. You guys, I remembered something from high school that broke my spirit a little bit, and it had to do with this princess energy returning, this loving, lighthearted, whimsical, happy energy coming back into my energy field. I remember the moment that I was broken in my spirit, and I'm going to tell you a little mini story time now. Okay, when I got into high school, it was my first time in public school. I was homeschooled since 4th grade until 10th grade. 10th grade, sophomore year, was my first time around kids, around people. I was very introverted growing up, socially inept, not too able to break out of my shell until I took theater class. That is not what we're talking about. One day, I went with my best friend to one of her best friend's house and met her best friend's family. Their family dynamic was very different. People were smoking weed in the house. People were talking differently than what I was used to in my family. I grew up with elderly people. So I grew up with people talking about the news, talking about politics, talking about what's happening in the world, talking about their views on life. This girl's family was just laid back. It seemed like their house was like a party house. And I shook everyone's hand and I was happy to meet them. And I just bounced around to each person and I was like, hi, I'm Ariel. So I grew up in a different type of energy, like I said. So me, I felt like an explorer. I felt like an adventurer. I felt like every time I met somebody new and saw their family dynamic and saw how they lived, that I was getting to know more about the world and more about people. And I love people. I've always loved people. I've always loved human connection. I'm a Pisces sun. It's part of my journey to connect with all walks of life. And so yeah, I was just happy to meet them. So then afterwards, I thought we all had a great day. I thought everything went well. I thought that I was being myself. I was being myself and I was being very highly positive. They used to call me Kitty. I was like, I was very spunky with my personality. Then my best friend tells me in a conversation we're having regarding how people are perceiving us and stuff like that, she tells me, and I know she didn't mean to come off like this, but she came off really bullying, really mean. She was talking about her friend and the day that we went to her house, And then she was like, well, yeah, but like nobody actually believes that you're that happy. And I was like, what do you mean? And I remember my eyes got big, like just it hit me randomly. I was like, what is she talking about? I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, yeah, like, you know, and then she said her name, her friend's name. She was like, yeah, you know who? Her family like has never met somebody like you. They couldn't wrap their heads around how nice you are, and they didn't believe you. They just thought that you were faking it. They thought that you were really fake. And I was like, oh, and I started crying. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. I was just being myself. Like, why would people think that? And she was like, you know, sometimes people in the world are just like, they don't understand something because you're very different. So my spirit in that moment that she told me, and it was a little forceful of her, she was like, yeah, they just thought you were being fake. And I was like, whoa. Like, I was sharing my love. I was sharing my energy with them. So after that, I remember I actually turned down my joy. I turned down that spunkiness. It made me less inclined to be as joyous to meet people. That moment that she said, nobody believes you're that happy. Nobody believes you're that nice of a person. They've never seen somebody be that nice and it be real. So that was a projection. That was a projection. And I absorbed it and internalized it for a long time. So I feel that time of my life lifting off, and I feel like I'm getting back to my actual true essence, my soul of being kind, and not allowing other people's projections of like rolling their eyes at my kindness, rolling their eyes at my regalness. I treat everybody with respect. And when people don't like that, that's just a projection of their own internal world and lens. So I've just been giving little Ariel, Kitty, love, and just like, hey, it's okay. Like, not everybody's gonna understand that you are that kind. Not everybody's gonna understand that you are being real. Not everybody's going to like when you are being bubbly and charismatic and just bouncing around like a little kid. Not everybody's gonna like that because they've lost it. They've lost their connection to their inner child. I feel like I want to bring that back in people, and I guess I thought that if I turned mine off, that it will make everyone else more comfortable. Oh, let me just stop letting my inner child out because it seems to irritate people. No. I am Ariel, and I am a princess, and I love myself, and I have returned to my castle, my energetic castle, and I remember how I feel and felt growing up, and yeah, I feel like that is the energy of the day. Just bring back who you really are unapologetically. I love you. You are a king. You are a queen. You are a prince. You are a princess. You are anything that you would like to be. You are multidimensional. So I feel like, and my first tattoo, well, one of them is a crown, okay? And I feel like I'm finally tapping into my actual true essence of Ariel more and more each day. And I'm remembering things like this experience I just explained and how they slowly but surely broke away at my spirit, at my soul, at my essence. Whether that was their intention to do this or not, I don't mind. All is forgiven. This is something that I absorbed. This is just a lesson for me to no longer absorb other people's projections. So I have only love in my heart for everybody in my past, present, and future. I try my hardest to still connect with people. I have released the fears of being excited to meet people again. I love meeting people. It's a part of my soul journey to connect with people. So thank you for connecting with me. I love you. I gotta go back.